And welcome to the DefSec 2023 conference, sponsored by our good friends here at Cisco. I'm Alan Dale. With me, as always, my good buddy Jerry Crew. We are Gale Force Winds. Christopher, it's great to be in conversation with people here at the trade show. We're halfway through day one. There's a buzz. There's a lot of people walking around. Biggest DefSec they've ever had. Tell us why you're here and what it is that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I am the president of the IEEE Oceanic Engineering Society, which is a part of IEEE, which is the world's largest professional organization dedicated to technology. The Oceanic Engineering Society hosts a Oceans Conference and Exhibition, and next year it's going to be here just the week before DefSec. So we're here to raise awareness and make sure that the whole community knows that in 2024, the must-attend Ocean Tech fortnight in Canada is Halifax between Oceans and DefSec, 1 year from now.
The Oceans Conference, traditionally held around the globe.
Yep.
Where was it last year?
Well, last week, in fact, it was in the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, and in June it was in Ireland. Before that was in Hampton Roads, Virginia, San Diego, India. That's most recent additions. And then next April will be in Singapore, which obviously connections with the Port of Halifax, and 1 year from now here in Halifax.
Wow, and so the conference, trade show, is it a bit of both?
Yeah, absolutely. Oceans is unique because it brings together research, industry, academia, and government. And so there's a strong trade show. It'll be hopefully as big as this trade show. And also peer-reviewed papers, so there'll be a research track with lots of rooms upstairs full of technical talks, plus really great panels and plenary sessions and special speakers and a whole bunch of other value-add side events, the whole B2B meetings and hopefully some student programming and job fairs. The Oceans Conference really brings in a diverse community, lots of young professionals, lots of job seekers. Really, we cover all ocean tech that supports many industries. Definitely defense, though certainly not as much as defense as this event, but also oceanography, ocean science, offshore energy, renewable energy, everything is covered.
It's if you're in the ocean space, it sounds like the conference to be at.
Absolutely, and next year especially, because I think the timing is really great for Halifax. Obviously there's so much going on here in every sector. I mean, as you can see, defense is doing really, really well. It's going really strongly. But all the other ocean tech, ocean economy sectors are represented in Halifax, and really is the center of gravity for ocean tech in Canada. And so the timing is really perfect to bring everybody together next year. And I think it's going to be a really fantastic 10 days with a whole bunch of great meetings and side events. I know the city's going to get involved. There's going to be social events. It's going to be really fantastic.
You know, there's so much to explore, to discover, so much commerce to be made, so much commerce happening on the ocean. Absolutely. I mean, it is an incredible space, and Halifax, as you so rightly point out, is front and center in it all. What an amazing, has it ever been held here before?
Yeah, absolutely. The Oceans Conference was last here in, I believe, 1997, so that's quite a while back.
Right.
And it was a different time, a different Halifax, a different Ocean Conference. So we're really looking forward to this time around really leaving a mark, like putting Canada on the world stage, putting Atlantic Canada on the world stage for Ocean Tech. It was held, the Oceans Conference was held here twice before that in the 80s, and most recently in St. John's, Newfoundland in 2014. Okay. Also in Quebec City in 2008. So it's been to Canada a few times, but I really believe that 2024 is going to be our best showing yet.
Is there big thematic lines for the Halifax conference? Is there something you're specifically focused on, or is it pretty broad?
That's a great question. Traditionally, the conference has a lot of robotics, so AUVs, ROVs, uncrewed vessels, control systems, sensors, acoustics, underwater imaging, remote sensing, satellite imagery, big data, machine learning. That's sort of the core. But really, the Oceanic Engineering Society and the Oceans Conference covers every area of ocean tech. So our theme for next year is called Aligning Diverse Communities for Tomorrow's Oceans, and that is purposefully broad. It's meant to include everybody, and we really intend to see increased representation from, well, defense obviously, commercial shipping. We'd like to have some focus on decarbonization of shipping and port infrastructure. Aquaculture is going to be a big thing, of course, with all the recent announcements from Supercluster and all the innovation happening in that space. We really would hope to see a big focus on sustainability. Obviously, Planetary is doing a great job here in Halifax with their test run. Actually, yesterday was a milestone. I don't know if you know that. It was the very first carbon removal operation for them. I believe it's the first of that type. There's a few other different types of ocean carbon removal, but yesterday, I know they had some big press a few weeks ago with their dye test, but that was a preliminary test to look at sort of the circulation in the basin. But the actual carbon removal started yesterday, and I was just talking with their chief scientist a few hours ago, and it was really exciting. And again, Halifax is leading the, we're the leading place in the world. We are the test site demonstrating that that's possible, so we hope to have conversations at the Oceans Conference around sustainability. It's obviously an emerging field. It's huge growth potential, lots of jobs, lots of investment, lots of entrepreneurs and startups. And so it's just really good timing for bringing that conference here, and like I said, having everybody in ocean tech in Canada here that 10 days.
I love how the conference, or how you described it, as a collaboration of government, industry, and academia, all built into the one thing. So many great things happening in academia in our region right now. UPEI, UNB, DAL, SMU, MUN, everybody is in this space, playing in this space. Got to be an exciting time for researchers and students to know that this is coming.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have great participation from all those sectors. I just mentioned Planetary Technologies with their test in the basin. Well, a big part of that is understanding how ocean currents work, and there's a great modeling group at Dow that does exactly that. So we're going to be bringing all those groups together. You also mentioned other entities, and the CO's got their Digital Harbor project. Again, looking at sort of the research side of understanding the ocean, understanding how technology can enable better measurement and monitoring and management of ocean resources. I mean, that's something we're going to need for achieving sustainability. The ocean is a huge resource, and we need to take advantage of it, and we need to take advantage of it sustainably. And that just means lots of innovation, lots of technology, lots of investment, and what better place to do it than here in Halifax?
And very close to DefSec next year, so I'm certain there's going to be collaboration between both organizing groups to make sure that a lot of the people that are at yours and are at this make their way back and forth, because there is a lot of synergy here.
Yeah, it's a real win-win opportunity. We're working closely with the DefSec organizers. Exactly how the collaboration is going to unfold is still something we're going to work out. But I think there will be lots of opportunities for overlap, for cross-promotion. We bring in probably a bit more of the young professionals and job seekers, and so that's something that this community is really looking for. And it will be really great to have a bit more of that defense component with the innovation in that particular space represented. I'd really love to see some very exciting demos in the harbor, perhaps some side events. I know that there's other meetings that happen, and we've got space and time to co-locate them with us or in between us and DefSec, where again it's just going to be the time for everybody in ocean tech to be here in Halifax.
I tell you this, if you're in the ocean sector, you're playing in that area, if you're an academic institution, if you're a government funding agency that's looking at ocean as an area that you want to invest in, they should really pay attention to what you're doing, because it sounds like it's going to be an amazing space. Tell us once again the dates and what people can do to help you make this the most effective conference ever.
Wow, that's a great question. September 23rd to 26th next year. The conference typically starts with a reception on Monday night, technical program Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, exhibition hall, much like we see here today at DefSec. We are looking for partners and champions at all levels. We have great investment from the community. We've got government, industry, academia, they're all on board. But there's all kinds of opportunities to craft the program, to influence the content, to make it as impactful as it possibly can be. People can reach me on LinkedIn, send me suggestions if you want to be involved, if you just have ideas. One thing we want to highlight is we're doing a little differently than other Oceans editions is this fall of 2023, we will have a call for sessions. So if there is somebody from a sector that you think is something really cool happening and needs to be highlighted in a forum like this, you can submit a session. You can put your own mark on the program, and you can bring in that aspect that's not traditionally well represented, and then that will become integral to the week, and we will have opportunities then to highlight new technologies, new innovations, and bring in different parts of the community.
Well,
Chris, well, just let me say this, Chris. It's obvious you're very passionate about what you're doing. Can I ask you this? Well, why the ocean? What does the ocean mean to you?
Boy, that's another great question. I don't know if I could really put it into words. I born in Newfoundland, grew up in Newfoundland, lived in Nova Scotia for 20 years. I've always been around the ocean. I've always worked on the ocean. I don't know when it became such a passion exactly, but it is clear that the ocean is essential for us to thrive as a society, and that's everything from recreation to food security to transportation. The ocean is essential for us, so we've got to take care of it. We've got to celebrate it, and how better to do that than by facilitating events like this, where we bring together the people that are doing what's needed to make the most of the ocean resources we have.
Christopher, I tell you, it sounds like an amazing event. Ramping up to it now. I love how you invite people into it early to be part of kind of driving the direction that it's going. It's always beautiful to be stood in front of a blank canvas. It's even better to meet the fellow that's handing out the paint and the paintbrushes to help paint the picture. So best of luck with you.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to seeing you next year.
One last thing I'm going to add, as a digital marketer, I love the fact that a year in advance you already have your hashtag, Oceans 2024, people. Oceans 2024.
Yep. Find us on LinkedIn and social media, and we look forward to seeing everybody in Halifax September next year.